Hey guys, Angus, and today I'm going to give you a full unboxing and also a review of this USB-C to micro SD card reader. So the packaging itself is actually really simple, but also quite nice as well, because it doesn't overuse packaging, and I kind of feel that it's trying to cut down on it as well, which I think is really cool. I'd also like to thank EC Technology for providing this to me. There is pretty much the entire unboxing. You literally just get the reader itself, and of course a SD card reader isn't included, but I do have a SD card handy and ready to use right now, and of course I've got my USB-C phone as well. So what we'll do is give that a go right now. So starting it in is fairly straightforward. I'll have to admit, I'll show you later that there was a little bit of a problem, and I think it's down to the quality. You basically have to move up the middle piece a little bit. I'll show in a bit. To make sure that it can plug in, because not only can this sort of be used as an adapter from your phone to USB-C, it can also be used as just a regular micro SD card reader, because this can, actually fit in a full-size USB socket, and I've tried this and it works, and I'll show that working later. So as you can see, it comes up with a light, and thankfully, because we have USB-C being reversible, we can use it either way we want. So one thing I want to note is that, especially with my phone and Android, whenever you put an SD card in, don't put everything on it. Put the SD card in first and then format it, because it said it was corrupted. The SD card definitely wasn't corrupted. It's just the way that Android works. And of course, you can use this for plugging into things like the new MacBook 2016 model and stuff like that. And of course, once we have it set up, it's ready to use. Then you can take it out your phone and put all the music and videos and whatever you want onto it. So it does actually work well with Windows 10, and it does support micro SD cards up to 256 gigabytes. And as you can see, it works very well with mine. I had no problems. It's just the fact that sometimes when you put new SD cards in and it's not recognized, it wants you to format it and it will say it's corrupted when it's not. I don't know why it does that, but then again, you can eject it and do what you want with it. So the actual design itself is fairly straightforward, and I have to say it's kind of well made. It's quite hard to knock out, as you can see. It's not going to come out if you put your phone awkwardly on the desk, and also it's not going to come out that easily either. Now, the only problem I found is that the middle piece just doesn't feel that premium. So make sure that you move it up a little bit so you have room. So as you can see now, if you want to make sure that it fits properly, just move it up a little bit. When I got it out of its package, it was a little bit lower down, and I couldn't understand how it's going to fit in the USB port. As you can see now, it works absolutely fine. So overall, I'd probably give the quality of this product 3 out of 5. And I say this because when I actually tried to plug it into a USB port, it goes in fairly fine, but then when you try to pull it out, it feels really stiff, and it just doesn't feel very premium, and that was a bit of a disappointment then. But then again, it does actually work absolutely fine. I just think that if it was a bit of a more smoother transition, then I would have given this 5 out of 5, but again, it just doesn't really feel that great when you try to yank it out and you really have to use a little bit of force. So from here, you can see that it's actually working well with a full-size USB 2.0 port, and again, it does light up to show that it's been recognized. One thing I was surprised by is that I didn't have to install any drivers or anything whatsoever. It just worked instantly, and it showed that the micro SD card was recognizable, and I could add any data to it whatsoever. Anyway, there is my full review of the EC Technology micro USB SD card reader to USB-C. Of course, if you did find this unboxing and review helpful, then definitely be sure to leave it with a thumbs up. But apart from that, thanks very much for watching.
It's giving no time to breathe. This is our identity.